Hello friend, this is Risk. I'm glad you're here. So before I begin, I wanted to start with a short disclaimer. This bag I happen to have here is my own personal bag, purchased with my own hard-earned money. And at the moment of making this video, I'm not affiliated with Kriega and they haven't sent me this bag for the purposes of this demonstration. So before you even accuse me of bias, you will be doing it quite rightly so, because I totally am. I don't even care about any other bags out there, because this is it. This is the ultimate bag for motorcyclists. But let me explain why, because this is somewhat personal. The truth is, I grew fond of Kriega brand and I fell in love in their products from the first sight, or from the moment I first visited their website, where they readily advertise our products are made by bikers. But did you ever let that sink in for a second? So essentially, guys from Kriega are trying to convey two messages here. Number one, since they are bikers, they will know how to make a good bag with their experience on motorcycles. But the second reason is often overlooked, but it's huge. And that is their massive contribution for bikers community. Just think about it for a second. So essentially, those guys are bikers. They most likely own their own motorcycles. But instead of enjoying their lives on a bike, enjoying their freedoms, they chose to stay at home and make these bags for us, so we could enjoy our lives on motorcycles, our freedoms, and their products. Isn't that just massive? So you might be thinking now, is it all hunky-dory with Kriega and we should be just ordering their bags right now because you are telling us their bags are so amazing? Well, there is one major concern you should be aware of, and that is the 10-year warranty Kriega give on all the products across the range. And again, you might be thinking, get out of here, like, what's wrong with you? Why is warranty worrying? Well, let me explain why. If guys from Kriega decided to stay at home and make these bags for us, fair enough, it's their choice. They are adults, they are responsible for their decisions. But with 10-year warranty, their kids might be affected. They might be having to repair these bags in hard labor. So I really hope this bag will never fail and it will last at least 10 years as advertised, because this wouldn't be really fair on their kids just because their folks decided about their fate. It's almost like us having to decide about our religion at the age of birth. We don't really have a lot of input, if you catch my drift. But maybe it's not the end of the world. Maybe only 2 generations are screwed. Maybe just the first generation of Kriega and their kids won't be using their motorcycles and deal with the bags and warranty. But at least maybe their grandchildren will be able to use their motorcycles. That would make me feel a lot better. So what's the solution in interim for us bikers? What should we do? Well, I'm sure you're more than capable of coming up with the solution that works for you. But I took the easy route, as always, and I just decided to contribute. So as a small token of contribution towards Kriega brand and my loyalty towards them, I ended up purchasing a few more bags than I initially intended. Thank you guys from Kriega, you're doing an amazing job. Okay friend, with disclaimer out of the way, let me concentrate on what we're here for. And it is what to pack in our bags whilst commuting on a motorcycle daily. So perhaps you're a newbie and you purchase your first motorcycle and you're excited about commuting and getting to places quicker, filtering traffic. Or maybe you are an experienced rider, but you just decided to commute, or perhaps you have some knowledge and you want just a second opinion or refresh on what you already know. Either way, you're in the right place. I have you covered. You are welcome. So I've had some experience with riding, commuting daily on my motorcycle in London. So it will be particularly true for London. And I've been through some hardcore, extreme, almost borderline situations, such as having to decide to leave my bike unattended for longer than a minute. But also I made tons of mistakes with what I took with me on a daily basis. on my daily commute. I would take loads of unnecessary items which I would never get to use. They would be just adding to the bulk and overall weight of my luggage, and it was somewhat frustrating, and I was to the point, it just doesn't make any sense. Yes, I can get to places quicker around the traffic, but I need to carry all these bags with me, and it's just such a hassle and nonsense. But luckily, finally, I figured it all out and narrowed it down to bare essentials I now always take with me, and these items will be the ones I always use, and they all have their own purpose. So I hope this will be somewhat helpful to you, so you don't have to make the same mistakes I did. So I just want to say our main objective here will be obviously to travel light, and for that reason I will start with this tiny little bag, and tiny will be our keyword for this video. So this tiny little bag from Kriega is a US30 model. So this essentially means it's a 30-liter bag. That's how they name their bags. So if you have something slightly bigger, like 60-80 liters for your daily commute, then you're welcome. You can use that too. But I'm just trying to pack in this tiny bag so that you know it's doable and we can all achieve this, right? So the first important item that goes in my bag always is this tiny little chain. It's a lightweight chain from Almax Security. You can check on manufacturer's website what it is and what it does, but it's called Immobilizer 4, and it's a portable carry chain. And this chain features only 19 millimeters links in diameter, and you can secure this chain with this tiny little padlock from Squire that fits well on this chain. What I could advise to you, from my experience, it would probably somewhat more beneficial to you if you try to match the width of your chain to the width of your rear tire as a general rule of thumb. This way you will get a way more balanced security. But as you can see, I'm using this tiny little chain because I couldn't find the chain as wide as my rear tire, so therefore my bike may not be as secure. But you don't have to make the same mistake as I did. That's what I'm here to share my experiences. Another mistake I possibly made is I bought a short chain. This is only 1.5 meter long. If I were to do this again, I would probably go for something slightly longer, like 3 or 5 meters will be possibly a good length. With 5 meters you could probably wrap the chain around your rear tire multiple times for extra security. A light bulb. Anyway, let me just throw this lightweight chain inside my tiny bag like this. As you can see, it's easily done. You should have no problems with doing that on your own. Now, for the next item, is something for the front wheel. So this chain comes from Pragmasis, and it's called Protector 13. What means is that it has 13 millimeters links in diameter. This is also secured with a even tinier padlock, since it's an even tinier chain. Hence, because obviously the front wheel is much thinner, so you don't need a wider chain than this at all. This chain has actually an interesting feature, which is in form of this loop link. So the idea behind it or the theory is that you loop it around an object, whatever you chain your bike to, and the second end you just loop around itself, I guess, and you make small incision here, or at least this is what something I once read in manufacturer's website, but as you can see I could never figure it out, even though I've had this chain for a while. So for that reason it's still brand new, but maybe you will have a little bit more luck with figuring it out. And if you do, this will give you like extra length, because you will be only running this chain from point A to B once instead of twice. So, you know, the concept behind it is good if you can figure it out. So let me just throw this little chain inside my bag. But to be honest, if you can't figure it out, you could probably, it's so long, you can probably use it for towing your friend when they run out of petrol. Just don't quote me on that, okay? Do it at your own risk. Let me just throw it inside the bag easily like this. I like how these lightweight chains pack to this Kriega bag. It's awesome. So since we are on the front wheel, we must not forget a disc lock. Disc lock is almost compulsory for your bike, for your front discs on your brakes. So this particular one comes from Abus. I think that's how you pronounce Abus brand. I believe it's called Granite 8077. Last time I checked on manufacturer's website, there were 3 variants in offering: yellow, red and green, I believe. I would definitely advise you to purchase the yellow variant, because from my extensive experience, everything that is yellow coded as far as motorcycle security is concerned will be way stronger than any other paint scheme. This disc lock features alarm as an additional benefit. So obviously you want to have alarm and enable it all the time, and your neighbors will appreciate when it goes off, and obviously it will give you a greater peace of mind and better sleep, well, until it goes off, obviously. So this one is so tiny that you can literally throw it inside your bag and forget about it. Now onto a very important item in our bag: the rain cover. And you may say it's just the rain cover. It's just the rain cover to keep our bike dry. But is it? No, it's not just the rain cover. Yes, it will keep your bike dry, but it's also incredible how it works on our minds. So if you are using a budget bike or some rattling piece of junk, you may want to use this cover to protect it from public sight. So they may actually admire you, they may see you on the street walking with your helmet, you know, like a Top Gun scene with your glasses on, and they may think, oh, look at him, look at this sexy biker. But then they will be waiting to see what you're actually riding. So obviously you can't remove this cover when they're still around. You'll have to kind of apologize and just tell them, you know, go home, get some life. But don't be too rude to them. Obviously they haven't done anything to you. But if you're using something expensive, something fancy like 16K plus, obviously you want to protect it from the sight of thieves, so they're not tempted to mess with your bike, with your baby. So definitely this is for everyone. But I must stress something important here, and you really need to you need to buy the cover with this opening for the chain, because you don't want thieves to steal both your rain cover and a bike, do you? So get one with this feature, so you can just throw it on top of our 2 other items, And now you're starting to see our bag comes into a shape almost as if it was designed for it. So these guys from Kriega, they know what they're doing, aren't they? So since we are on the subject of rain cover, we need to take care of these places for our chain, right? So for the rear end of the rear cover, I use this almost microscopic chain. I don't really want to delve deep in what it does, what it is, because it's an unbranded chain and it's like probably approximately around 10 millimeters in diameter. So it's just super lightweight, but it's just so microscopic. I wouldn't use it for anything else other than making your rain cover secure. So I wouldn't risk anything else. The problem with this chain is also that it didn't actually arrive with any kind of padlock. So for that reason, I had to purchase this U-lock. But I made a mistake, so I'm so happy I'm making this video so that you are warned not to make the same mistake. You see, this U-lock has 25 millimeter shackle, and this opening here is only 20, which means I have to struggle a lot to fit 25 millimeters into 20 millimeters. So don't make the same mistake, because it could be somewhat frustrating, especially when it rains. And all those people who normally not even notice you, they would be staring at you for some reason. I don't know why, as if they never made a mistake. So anyway, let's just throw this microscopic chain like this, and this is so tiny you won't even notice it's there inside your bag, and this lives perfectly on top of the other items, making our bag nice and square. So now for the front of our rain cover, I use this little almost nano-sized chain. It's made by no brand, so I can't really refer you to any website here, but as much as I don't care about this chain, I care about one feature, and that is, again, the alarm. But I must emphasize something really important here. This alarm in this cheap, tiny chain is actually better than the one of the Abus. You see, the one in Abus is a gyroscope alarm. That means someone will need to move your bike, rattle it slightly to set it off. This one sets off with the smallest blow of the wind. And that's exactly what you want, my friend. You need to be alerted at all times, all the time. And to be honest, neighbors will appreciate this alarm a lot more than the one of Abus. When it goes off, it makes your neighborhood that much safer every day, every hour, every 10 minutes. So definitely purchase like the basic alarm, because they are the greatest. And it will really makes us feel positive about not losing our bike due to theft. That brings me on to the most important item in this bag, hence the reason why I kept it as the last. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Fob Spray. So the Fob Spray is essentially paint spray. So the idea behind it is you point it at your attacker, a thief who's trying to steal your bike. And I can't really explain all the mechanics behind its genius, but whoever designed it was a genius. Or German. But anyway, with my experience, two things are going to happen when you point it at your attacker. Number one, if he's a nice attacker, he will laugh so hard at you for pointing this little thing at him. He may actually like you. He may say, dude, you're awesome, you have like amazing sense of humor, you know, I want to become your friend. Well, he'll give you a hug, he'll give you a high five, he'll invite you for a beer. He may even invite you to steal horses together. But if your attacker is rude, then he may call the police on you and report the alleged use of pepper spray, and you might be in trouble. So when police arrives, they may put you on the ground face first without any warning and give him a high five for helping out the community. So you will be the bad one. Unfortunately, it may happen. I'm sorry about that. I had to tell you the truth. But you know what? It's not the end of the world. We are happy. You know why? Because we achieved our main objective, and that is keeping our bike, protecting it from thieves, which is awesome. But I must say something, this is so useful and it's so incredible. You should always keep it within the range, like so you can reach for it immediately. So don't put it somewhere here, like in the back of your bag. Have it something closer. So in any acute situations, it's right there. So always make sure you put it in the front of your bag. Okay, so I guess the only thing left to do is to lift this tiny bag, which we have so nicely packed, and you see how portable and maneuverable it is. We need to just roll it down. Since it's a dry bag, it will protect your rain cover, which is great, the additional benefit of this bag. You have to do your buckles. Make sure you do all your buckles because you don't want to lose any of this critical essential in our bag. There's another one. There's another strap here. You can just do it up. This one puts this bag into shape, so make sure you cinch it down properly. And when you're done with it, you should probably end up with something resembling this. So now the only thing left to do is just literally throw it on top of your pillion passenger seat and you're ready for daily commute. And if your bike doesn't feature pillion passenger seat, you could use supplied shoulder strap, which comes handy with this bag. That's why Kriega bags are so awesome, aren't they? So I guess that's all I have for you. That I will conclude this video here. And I want to ask you if you could share your comments down below in comment section. We need to help each other and bikers community. So your heavy commentary will be rewarded, or might get rewarded, with something like 8 naked bikes in heaven. That would be good, huh? One for each day of the week. So anyway, I will conclude this video here. I'm somewhat hungry. I need to have my flapjack. Thank you for watching. Hope you found it somewhat useful to you if you come from London especially, or if you come from any other place in the world. You can possibly easily transfer all these tips to your situation. So thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.